welcome to my channel. This is the how-to ministry on love, life, and purity. And today we're going to be talking about, let's see, seven Christian guys not to date. So if you want to know who these guys are, then you make sure you hang around. All right, so guy number one that you don't want to date is insecure Isaiah. Now, again, I had a part one to this video. This is part two. If you happen to hear your name, this doesn't mean I'm talking about you. I may know you, I may not know you. Now, I'm not thinking of you when I'm doing this. I just like to add if it's an I want to get an I name. You know what I'm saying? So, insecure Isaiah. Now, he is the one that is insecure about everything. Now, why don't you want to date insecure Isaiah? Because he doesn't know his identity yet, which means that he's going to take everything as an offense. Everything is against him. He's very insecure. Oh, you're doing that because of this. Or, you're talking to him because I'm ugly. And then he'll point out all these insecure stuff about his body. We want to stay away from insecure Isaiah because ultimately he's going to want you to be his identity, and that is not who you're called to be. God is his identity. So again, insecure Isaiah, let's pass for now. All right, so the second guy we don't want to date is No Goals Nick. Now, why don't we want to date No Goals Nick? Because basically he has no goals. He has no vision for his life. He has no focus for his life. It's a recipe for disaster is what it is. So he'll just sit around. He won't do anything. He's not motivated to do anything. And it just becomes really draining, right? Because it's difficult for anybody really to see somebody that you care about that just has no vision for their life or no dream for their life whatsoever. So again, these are people we want to avoid dating for now. And if hopefully one day, God really speaks to his life and, you see him moving in a direction of, okay, this is where I need to go. God spoke to me during this time, and whatever the case may be. For right now, these guys are who we want to avoid dating. All right. So no goals, Nick. No. Okay, so the third guy we want to avoid dating is kicked out of school, Kenny. Now, why do we want to avoid dating him? Because the reality is this: education is important. It's definitely vital for getting a career, for just learning other people and cultures and systems and governments and whatever the case may be. English, grammar, math. I mean, these are all things that we need to succeed. Now, are there cases where some people have really taken bad situations and become a millionaire? Yeah, there have definitely been people like that. But here's the thing. We never want to point to that type of person. Oh, what is it called? The special case. You know what I mean? We don't want to point to that because half the time that's not going to be your case. You know what I mean? If they have done that, absolutely, it's great, it's fantastic. But kicked out of school, Kenny, means that he can't submit to authority, and he's going to have a hard time getting a job. And is it about money? No, but trust me, when you're hungry, you're hungry. You're going to want somebody who's able to provide for you. So again, right now, we're going to avoid kicked out of school, Kenny. Number 4, or the fourth guy that we don't want to date, is disappearing Dominic. Now, disappearing Dominic is basically the dude that will literally disappear. He'll be texting you, calling you, whatever, and then all of a sudden, he's gone. He's gone. He just disappears out of nowhere. Maybe you guys show up at a party together or a get-together or church, and you look around, where's Dominic? Dominic is gone. All right, so disappearing Dominic, he's just not very stable. He's kind of all over the place, and the point is that he's not really reliable. You can't trust him. You don't know where he's going. You don't know, he can be texting you for 3 weeks, disappears, and he starts texting somebody else, disappears from her life, and then comes back into your life. So you don't want disappearing Dominic. You want somebody who's just honoring of your time and who you are. If I walk into a place with somebody, I'm going to let them know, hey, listen, I'm going to the bathroom, or, I'm going to leave now because I have to do X, Y, Z, whatever the case may be. You want to be able to communicate with somebody. And if he's just a person that's in and out whenever he wants and he disappears and he doesn't give any reason why, then definitely avoid dating this kind of person. Okay? All right, so the fifth Christian guy we want to avoid dating is Godless Gavin. Now, he may be in church. He may be all up in youth group, but he does not believe in God. He doesn't believe in the whole hype of church or Jesus Christ or any of that. And why do you want to avoid dating him? You want to avoid dating him because God should be number one in your life. All right. You want to be able to grow with somebody. You want to be able to, again, I think I've said this before. You want a man who knows to go to the throne of God when either you're sick, when your kids are sick, when you guys get married, whatever the case may be. You want somebody who knows God, who knows the power and authority that they have in God, because he's also going to be under the authority of God. So when you're in marriage, again, we're setting up the foundation and creating habits now for when we're in marriage. So if he knows to go to God when he's tempted, when someone's trying to destroy his marriage, or maybe he's going to be lying and deceiving, he has an authority that he comes under. If he doesn't have that, then Godless Gavin, it doesn't matter. He's going to do whatever he wants, because to him, hey, he didn't believe it. He didn't make this commitment. So what does it matter? God loves us so much that he will remove people from your life if he'll know when you're pulling away from him. Okay, so we want to stay away from Godless Gavin, because he's not going to pull you to God. He's going to pull you away from God, and that is dangerous. Christian guy number 6 we want to avoid dating is disrespectful Danny. Now, he doesn't care who you are. You could be the pastor, you could be the youth pastor, you could be a woman, you can be his mom, his grandma. He's disrespectful to everybody, every authority, even if it's underneath him. And it's just a nasty place to be with somebody like that, who just doesn't care. Like when you look at 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7, and you look about love, it's about being kind, right? God talks about being kind so many times in the Bible, and it's a fruit of the Spirit. It's who we're called to be. And if you're not kind to anybody, like it's an actual reflection on you as well. If you can't make a good decision and your significant other, it's going to hinder you from God's ministry. And that's not something you want to do. You want to be able to be proud of the person that you're with and say, oh, he's such an amazing man and he's so kind. You know, when someone opens the door for somebody, or a man gets up and gives a woman a seat, it's noticeable. It's something that's honored, and you're like, wow, that's a man right there. So again, we want to avoid disrespectful Danny, because he will be disrespectful to everybody, including your parents, friends, people that are close to you, and that hurts. We don't want to be involved in that. Okay, so now the 7th person that we're going to talk about is Gangster Gary. Now, I gave him the Gary name because, I don't know, again, with the G. It could be G Money or whatever the case may be. But this, for real, on the real, with Gangster Gary, it can be so, what's the word, dangerous. It can be very dangerous when you're involved with somebody who's in a legit gang, okay? Any gang, really, because they're submitting to an authority that is against just rules and regulations and things like that. And in the Bible, it says that we are called to submit to these authorities, right? So when you have somebody that is, doing drugs or selling drugs, or constantly fighting, or constantly getting involved in, drive-bys, or whatever the case may be, if you involve yourself in that, you are opening yourself up to this type of behavior as well. You can be killed. If you have a child with this person and get married with this person, then your family is in danger now. Now, this is really serious, because when you involve yourself with Gangster Gary, I mean, there's just so many doorways that are open to crime in your life. And I did a report where even women who just picked up the phone got charged and put in jail for drug offenses when they just picked up the phone in their house. It's so crazy, but you do not want to involve yourself with Gangster Gary, because it may seem cute right now and so thug and so whatever, but when you have kids, or you're hungry and no food's on the table, or you're in an abusive relationship, or whatever the case may be, it becomes very real, the reality of involving yourself with somebody like Gangster Gary. So please, we want to avoid dating this person. All right, y'all, so that's the end of the guys that we should avoid dating. And again, listen, I know we all have a story, right? We don't come perfect. We all have these different issues that we deal with. The thing when it comes with potential in somebody, would you marry this person right now as they are? Not what could they be, okay? That's God's job. God sees what they can be, and he can deal with that. But when it comes to you and being in a romantic relationship with somebody and having feelings and investing in them, you want to know that you can marry that person right then and there, as they are right then and there. Now, again, are we going to have times where we're going to learn more about ourselves that we have to change? Yes. But for the most part, you know, there's certain things that are okay to just move forward with and then sanctify each other through marriage. But there are definitely things and unhealthy behaviors that you want to completely avoid. Like some that I mentioned and some that I mentioned in the other video, which I will link below. And I'm not saying these things to be mean, but the reality is we do not want to be unequally yoked with somebody because it does have its repercussions. Repercussions. Or repercussions. I don't know, whatever. Tomato, you know what I mean? Alright, y'all, so that's the end of this video. Let me know in the comments below if there's any people that you think someone should avoid dating, or if you have any advice or prayers or scriptures that have really helped you come out of a relationship. Give this video 2 thumbs up. You never know who it can help or who it can speak to. Remember to follow me on my social media like Instagram and Facebook. Listen, I don't know what's going on with Snap, but I'm not even trying to touch that right now. So I'll have all my handles in the, you know what I mean, the little card at the end, whatever. You know what I'm saying. All right, you know what I'm saying. Love y'all. Bye. Now, the second guy we don't want to date is based. All right, so, oh my gosh, my contacts are so dry. Hold on. All right, so Christian guy number, oh my gosh, I don't know what number I'm on. Hold on.